welcome to the very first episode of Happy Sac. My name is Shea Price. I'm joined with my friends Ashton and Charlie, and we're going to start with just saying our names, who we are, and the sports we've played, and then we're going to explain what the podcast is and what the goals of the podcast are. So, Charlie, you want to start with you?
Yeah, sure. So freshman year, I played freshman basketball and freshman soccer. And sophomore year, same thing, JV basketball, JV soccer, and I also picked up track. I was on JV for that. And junior year, it was JV soccer and JV track. And senior year, I just stuck with soccer on varsity.
All right, Ashton, how about you?
He had to let him know he's on varsity. But I play varsity lacrosse. This is my first year. And then this isn't technically like a sport, but it's like a little bit of a different experience from these two. I was the basketball team manager for the winter.
Yeah, so similar to Charlie and Ashton, I played basketball for years. This season was my second season on the varsity team. I played freshman team as a freshman, and I was JV as a sophomore, and then varsity as a junior and as a senior. And the main goal of the Happy Sac podcast is to try and share our time with high school sports here at Wilmington High and get kids in 7th and 8th grade to want to either keep playing sports in high school or start playing sports in high school and play them at Wilmington High School, where we've all played and had a great time there. So now we want to share some other sports we played in the past. So, Charlie, what sports have you played before? Before high school.
Before high school, I played like football in 4th and 5th grade. I played baseball up to sixth grade or 5th grade, I think, and then I played lacrosse in like 3rd grade for 1 year. But that's it. Other than the 3 other sports.
Well, when I was younger, I played a variety of sports. Clearly, I didn't stick with any of them. Wasn't good enough. But I played lacrosse in 3rd grade. I played football in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and 8th grade. I played rec basketball sometimes. I was a dog. Don't worry about it. I did wrestling for like a month, and then I quit because I didn't like wearing a singlet. And then can't think of anything else. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I played baseball up until 8th or 7th grade, and I almost played when I was a freshman, but the whole thing with COVID happened and the season shut down, so I hung up the cleats and put the glove away and didn't play that again. But I played soccer for a year or two, and then I realized that it wasn't for me because I wasn't that good, and I didn't really have any fun. And then I tried lacrosse in like 1st grade, and I also didn't really like it. And then I've been playing basketball since I was like 4 or 5, so I kind of just stuck with that because it was always my favorite sport, and it was the sport I was the best at, so I kept playing that. But if we are on like the main sports we've played, Charlie, how long have you played soccer for?
Since like kindergarten, so that's like 11, 12 years, 10 years, something like that. And then like basketball, I played for like 8 years, I think, up to sophomore year. And then track, I just played for 2 years.
Me and Charlie were on the same, 4th grade team?
Yeah, in 5th grade, I think.
We played
2 years.
Travel basketball. That started in 4th grade, so we were on the same team. And then 6th and 7th, we were on the same team. And then freshman and sophomore year, we were also on the same team. So me and Charlie have shared a lot of basketball time. Maybe not on the court that much, but we've shared some good moments in that. And how has your first season of lacrosse been?
It's been pretty good. We're like 3-9 right now, but we have a good chance to make the playoffs. Like last time it was updated, we're 28 out of 32 teams to make it. So it's been
It's not
pretty
bad.
fun. Yeah, better than basketball.
Basketball was not that great this year, but as a first-year head coach, a bunch of first-year players on the team, so
What are you
I
talking
think
about that?
I think they have a bright future. Yeah, I mean, this is my senior year, obviously on the team, so it was my final year, and we had a first-year head coach. We had a bunch of kids that were first-year players on the team, so the season didn't start off the way we were kind of hoping for, but I think that's because of some of the kids had like nerves, obviously playing in their first season on the highest team, and our first year head coach was trying to figure things out, like what players should be playing when, how long certain guys should be playing. So towards like the halfway point of the season, we had like, was it like 5 or 6 games that were like within 5 points. I know we played teams like Stoneham good, Watertown good, Melrose good, Georgetown. So all those games were like 5-6 point games that unfortunately didn't go in our favor. But towards the end of the year, we started to just play better and better, and we ended up playing Stoneham away in Stoneham on their senior night, and we won. The game was down to like the last second. We had it was like 67-64 or something, and that was our first win. And then we played Watertown also away on their senior night too, which is funny. And we beat them, and it was the same thing. Like the game was close the whole way, and the last minute or two of the fourth quarter, we just turned up the Jets, and we just kept scoring, getting some good stops, and we ended up beating them. And then our last game of the season was North Reading, also away. I don't know why. We just like to beat teams away. We just like to go into the other gym and beat them. But that was obviously my final game because I won't be playing in college for like the actual team. But
Obvious reasons.
I'll be playing some form of sports in college. I had a bad like ankle, so I don't know if I'll be able to play like a D1 or any division for that matter. But we played North Reading away. It was my final game as a senior, and we won. Like it
Never
was.
seen somebody cry so much.
I didn't cry. He likes to say that, but I didn't cry. So they had a chance to win the game. They had a kid, I'm not sure who it was. He had the ball at the 3-point line in the corner, and if he had made the shot, then they would have been up 1 and probably won the game. But he missed, and obviously the game ended, and we won my last game ever, so I was excited. But I didn't cry. I don't know. I thought I would have, but I didn't. But to win your last game on the team was a great feeling after the long and hard season that we had. But yeah, that was a good experience for me.
Did you guys have any home wins at all, or were they all away?
No.
We didn't. All 3 were away. That's funny how that works.
They're all in February too.
We had that final month of the season we just turned up. Like we're just on a hot streak at the end. Unfortunately, it could have came a little earlier, but that's that. But yeah, back to like the goal of the podcast. We're having some student athletes, at least one, our friend Ryan, on to share his experiences because we've all played certain sports, had certain roles on the sports teams that we played on. So we're going to have some friends of ours, at least him, on to share his experience with sports. And we just hope that kids in 7th or 8th grade, or even before, like 5th, 6th, will hear us and it'll make them at least think about playing sports for the high school here. Because we get less and less kids each year, whether that's because the population just gets less or kids go to like private schools like the Shawsheen Tech, which we've had a lot to say about them in the past, haven't we?
Yeah, they lost yesterday, Wilmington baseball.
Yeah,
Sports
we
media
were
writing.
we were talking about before, just us three before we were recording, on how for example, their baseball team started off like 9-0 or 10-0 or something, and our team was 4-8 before the game yesterday, where
Yeah.
we played Shawshing Tech, and we actually beat them by a good amount. I'm pretty sure. So
but it's not surprising, or it's not a rivalry.
it just goes to show
Not
that
a rivalry.
we might not be 9-0, but we're playing teams that are far higher ranked than the Shawshing Tech, and we beat them, and they were, I think, before like 9-1, or like
Yeah.
they had lost once, and we
We're
had
like
8 losses.
We're
So
like D3, they're D5, something like that.
Exactly,
Playing
so-
tech
D5,
schools.
D6 for
Yeah.
everything.
It's not
dude.
much of a-
ridiculous. It's like every sport they play is like such a low division that they get a good record and then they get airheads, you know.
yeah, it's
Like
not
going to
much
the
of a
Super Bowl.
rivalry when we play the Tech. You know,
They think
'cause
it is, but it's
they
not a
yeah,
rivalry.
that's what they think. But it's always fun, playing them, and seeing some friends that you have maybe played with like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and then they abandoned you and went to the Tech. But it's always fun playing them because 9 times out of 10 we win. So
We've been so much better at like that's like why we want more people to go to the high school, because like if the kids in like just at least let alone our class stayed at the high school, we would have been so much better at sports. And even when we have poor records and like you can look at it on like Max Preps or like Arbiter or whatever to see like what was the soccer team, like 3-12-4,
Yeah, we still made playoffs.
and you still made the playoffs and you still had a chance to tie the game at
Yep.
the end 3-2, and like you see like a team like the Tech with all these wins and it's like, oh man, they're so much better than the high school. And then you look at the teams they're playing, they're taking 2-hour bus rides out to West Mass to play a charter school with 18 kids that tried out and 13 made it.
yep.
So it's like, are you kidding me? Well, we're out here playing Wakefield, Reading, when Lexington,
Belmont, yeah.
like these schools have like 3,000 kids that go there, and we still put up good fights in a lot of sports. Depends on the year, but
And
most of
that's
the
why
time.
we're trying to get more kids to come to high school, because we don't have 3,000 kids, and we think if we had at least like 100 more, then our teams would be even more better and bonded, and we could kind of have like these good games against these schools that have 3 times the kids that we do. So
we have good like
Yeah.
athletes and like good sports already. So it's like you just add on top of that. I mean, like this is thinking back to like last year, but like our varsity football team, won 2 playoff games or at least a playoff
last
game.
year, yeah, I think
They're
one
really
too.
good.
The hockey team won a playoff game this year. Like a bunch of the soccer made the playoffs. I mean, baseball could make the playoffs. Lacrosse can make the playoffs. Track, like I know a lot of kids don't do that in middle school. Like I don't even know where you would go and do that other than
Exactly.
running outside. But like track's a huge sport at the high school. How many kids do you think are on the boys and girls track team? Like
Charlie.
100?
80.
How was your
Yeah.
time in track? You said you
It
played it.
was-
What year
I
was
played
it?
Junior or sophomore and junior year. but
Okay.
It was like
How was that?
It was like different because a bunch of different kids I've never played sports with for the most part. But like
Right.
it was, I guess it was interesting. It was pretty fun. Like because obviously the meets are there for like 3 or 4 hours, and that's like a lot more than like basketball games or soccer games.
Yeah, but you just get to chill for a
And
little
Yeah, so
with
you're really running for like, I was maybe running for like 45 seconds max, or
yeah, right.
warming up for like 20 minutes, something like that. And like the rest of the time, I just messed around and had fun with my friends there. So
That's good, Charlie. That sport has so many different like events and races. Like there's
Yeah.
something for everyone on in that sport. Like there's short distance races, long distance. You got like hurdles. You got pole vault. You can throw like shot put. Like
Yeah,
there's
you don't
so
even
many
have
different.
to run.
Yeah, there's so many
It's
different things.
just things where you throw little discs.
So even if you guys are in 6th, 7th, 8th grade and you haven't really heard that sport or heard a lot about it, or just thought that yeah, I'm not doing that. Like there's a lot of things for kids that might be fast for short distance, might just be big and strong and feel like throwing a javelin 15 yards. Like that has a lot of stuff to.
There's other
to
sports
offer.
too that like middle school or like when you're younger doesn't really offer. I mean, you could
Yeah.
probably go out of your way and find it, but like volleyball, like that's pretty
Swim.
big at the high school.
Yeah.
They almost made the playoffs this year. I'm pretty sure they got.
Yeah.
They
They were
thought they were
33.
making the playoffs.
That was
yeah,
kinda
they
like the same
one
as-
spot out of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I think they won like 4 out of their last 5, kind of similar to the basketball team, but yeah, there's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything
I mean,
else. That, like,
this like kind of goes along with track, but it is different. Girls cross country, they're really good. They only had
Right.
like 5 or 6 meets, but they went undefeated, and they've won like couple. Like the state championship.
they've won like the league championship.
league
a few
championship
times, yeah.
like back-to-back years or something like that, which is like a pretty huge accomplishment, and that's a fall sport. So you
Yep.
could do that, and then you could run winter track, and then you could run spring track. You could do track
do
the
it
whole
all
year.
school year. Yeah.
There's
And
a lot of sports you
we've
could
seen some
play.
kids
Yeah.
like our friend Braden does cross country in the fall, right? And then
Yeah,
he
they
does
have
winter and
track,
spring.
yeah. He's
So-
been doing that. He didn't do. I think this was his first year in cross country,
I think it was
but he's been doing winter and spring track since freshman year.
because he's more of a long distance type guy. Because me and
For
him
sure.
actually,
You seen him run?
me and him actually had a race on the field one day, and I beat him. It was a short distance race, but if me and him ran a mile, he would smoke
You're
me.
not
like,
some
it'd-
Usain
it'd
Bolt
be over.
yourself,
It'd be-
so-
exactly. So that's why I'm saying if you're
Something
not
for
like
everyone.
fast for short distance and you can run a mile in 4 minutes, then you can sign up for track because they have like the 1 mile, 2 mile too, right?
Yeah,
I think
so,
they do
like,
that.
They have like the 800, which is like 2 laps,
And yeah,
and there's like relays too, which is like it's like crazy.
bunch of different things for you there. But yeah, we feel that if we get more kids to want to come to the high school, then our teams will be better. And speaking for me and my friends here, like we chose to go here because of the bonds we've had, and we all wanted to keep playing sports and to see our friends that we've been in school with and friends with for years. And I'm obviously happy with my choice rather than say going to the tech or like some private school like Malden Catholic, because
Well,
I get to
most kids that go to private school are really good at sports, so he's
Yeah.
not talking from experience.
right. I'm saying I'm glad I chose to go to the high school because I get to stay with the same kids I've been playing basketball with, like Charlie, since I was 3rd grade, 4th grade, playing in rec basketball. So yeah, we feel that if you want the same to keep playing with the same kids and have those bonds that will last your whole childhood, then this is the place for you.
Did you explain what like Happy Sac actually meant? Like for it?
You want to explain that because you kind of came
Yeah,
up with
sure.
the name?
So-
My name.
I mean, originally it was. I mean, there was always Happy Sac, but it has like a double meaning. So like Shea, Ashton, Charlie is like our first meeting, and then our second meeting is students. What is
Athletics and
athletics
community.
and community? Yeah. So
His
students is like
name.
the students is like us and the like middle schoolers we're trying to like reach out to, and athletics is obviously like what we're promoting, what we're trying to get students to come here.
And the community is what we're trying to grow.
We're trying to build it. Exactly. So,
I mean, I can't think of a better place to go than Wilmington High School. You go to the tech, you meet kids from Billerica, Burlington, the kids
Plumbers.
that, plumbers. You might not even get the shop you want. You go there, you pick one, and
A
they
lot of
put you
kids
in
come
another
back
one.
here.
Yeah,
a lot of kids. Exactly.
go
Well,
there freshman year, and then they'll come
Yep.
back. I
So,
got a
that
couple on
just
top of my
shows
head right now.
that they come back home to where they want to be.
A lot of
But,
kids that
the better
aren't the
school.
best athletes at their own school go to the tech and end up being real good because there's no
Right,
competition
'cause
there.
they're Not high ranked over
I
there.
wish some of those kids stayed though, because
Yeah, no, we'd be
sports
so
would be a
much
lot
better.
different.
Yeah, some kids that like we were saying soccer. If we had like a bunch of the kids from that
Be a
went
few
to like Central
championships.
Catholic, then we would be a lot better than we already are.
Yeah. We had 3 kids go there.
But yeah, so that's the first episode of Happy Sac. I'm Shea. This is Ashton. This is Charlie. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys again soon to highlight some of the spring sports here at the high school. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.